Kyle Busch still the leader. Time for another racing question from Ask.com. How do drivers qualify for the All-Star race? If you want the answer, go to Ask.com, where NASCAR fans go to get answers. Ask.com, official search engine of NASCAR. A lap ago, Matt Kenseth got into turn one side by side with Kyle Busch, but could not complete the pass because Busch just had such a good launch off turn number 2.
Yeah, he gets a good run off of turn 4 down here, which gets him in a position to get under Kyle going into turn 1. But man, when you sail it in there and then you get back up in that high right about there, he's back wide open. Watch this thing come up off the corner.
But look up there at the top, that's live, and Kenseth got a good run around the bottom that time, but he just can't quite complete the pass.
Well, I know I've said this, but you can run 3 and 4 low on the bottom and make good time, but you just can't do it in turn 1 and 2. Matt, what are they saying about on the 18?
DW, Kyle just told Steve Addington, the good news, we're much better this run. The only problem I have is the fact that the car is a little bit too tight, especially when I'm up top. Not tight and loose like the previous run.
Well, Matt Kenseth's got 3 laps left in this segment to get it done.
And I know we've got 33 laps to go, and a lot can happen, especially in those last 10 laps. Kyle Busch has run 3 All-Star races. He's never finished an All-Star race. 2 accidents and the engine failure last week, or last year.
Well, I think that he was the guy that we use as an example a couple of years ago, checkers or wreckers. I think he was the example we used.
Yes,
and
sir.
He just that kind of guy.
With his brother.
Yes, sir. This is his kind of race.
All right, Kenseth in second, Jimmy Johnson, who led the first segment, in third, and here's Mark Martin in fourth, Steve.
And Mike, his car has been consistent all night. Starts loose, neutralizes, then gets a little bit tight. That's the way it is right now. They haven't made any changes to that car for Mark Martin.
Now, Darrell, here's the box that I think that Kyle Busch in the 18 and Matt Kenseth in the 17 is in, as well as Hornish and McMurray. You and I were talking at one of the breaks. I would have liked to went with 4 tires on that last caution and do the 2 this time. And I almost think that the 18 and the 17 are going to be forced to go with 2 again. Are they going to give up too much track position? Because I think we'll have a lot more guys go with just right sides under this caution.
Yeah, I think they were convinced, Larry, that that was going to work for them. If they take 2 now, they're going to take 2 again, because there's no way they can sit there and take 4 this time.
All right, caution flag after this lap as Tony Stewart battles Sam Hornish for 8th place. Kyle Busch wins the second segment over Matt Kenseth, with Jimmy Johnson third, and Johnson the fastest car on the racetrack as we cross through lap 70. Mark Martin, Jeff Gordon, McMurray, Kurt Busch, Hornish, Stewart, and Edwards, the top 10.
So those 4 cars, as I mentioned earlier, that went with just right sides, all 4 stayed in the top 10 pretty handily.
This is the 4th time that Kyle Busch has won a segment of the All-Star race, and as you mentioned, he's never been around at the finish.
Was Ric Flair driving one of those cars?
Sounded like it.
I think he worked pretty hard that segment there.
I think he did too. He had his hands full, I know that.
In NASCAR's top 3 series, Kyle Busch has 25 starts, 2 poles, 6 wins, 12 top 5s, 15 top 10s.
That's all at Lowe's, right?
Yes, 4 Nationwide Series wins and 3 Camping World Truck Series wins. Joey Logano, you saw there, drop back to 15th at the end of this segment, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. sounded like they made the car better after the first stop, but he finishes up here after segment 2 in 14th place.
We have all 21 cars on the lead lap. One thing we did not mention, we did have 1 penalty under that last caution. Greg Biffle was too fast entering, had to start that segment at the tail end.
Yeah, and he ended up 17th in that segment, so it really hurt him.
So all 21 cars are running, and all 21 are still on the lead lap. You can read their positions across the crawl at the top of the screen. And now, let's see who the gamblers are, if any.
I guarantee you there'll be more gamblers this time than there was the last time. In fact, we got some of them that are staying out.
The big fake job by Kyle Busch and Matt Kenseth.
And Mark Martin, Jeff Gordon, McMurray, Stewart, Burton, Biffle.
Long way down for Jimmy Johnson. Here he comes to Matt.
And Kyle Busch's team said that track position was more important. They stayed out. Meanwhile, Jimmy Johnson, they felt like they needed to pit to make at least an air pressure change. 4 tires for Johnson, as a host of other cars will beat him off pit road. They go 4 here in the 48.
Wow, a tire got away from Denny Hamlin's crew and rolled out into pit road.
They got it back.
But they did bring it back. We'll see how NASCAR rules that one.
But Larry, that 48 car, he's got to have 4 tires. That's just what I saw in the first segments. He was really good on 4 tires. I think he's got to take 4.
A long stop for Clint Boyer and trouble on Ryan Newman. The hood is up on his U.S. Army Chevy.
Yeah, they're trying to fix whatever's wrong on the left front of the 39 car.
So we're under caution with 2 segments to go.